ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम्। साद्वैतं सावधूतं गुरुजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणवन्ता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते कुलपेश गोपिकान्त तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णानं श्रुतिर्देवी कामिनीं पाञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नमः। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी देशप्रेष्ठ। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे राम राम राम। हुक्म करोति वाचालं तमें लाभोपदिने यत्कृपातं गुरुर्भगवान् श्रीरामचन्द्राय परमानंद निर्मल श्री चैतन्य ईश्वर। Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. So this last Sunday, well, the other thing is, may I request the devotees to please come on the screen because I'm otherwise talking to a black screen, which makes it very impersonal. So I really appreciate it. You can come on the screen. So last Sunday, I was I just got this inspiration from within while we were in the Gaura Arati that I should share a little bit more information about Gaura Arati. This was just last Sunday. While we were singing and all, suddenly I felt from within that like should speak of it because Sunday after Sunday we sing this Gaura Arati, but do we really know what it is? Do we really understand the significance of it? Do we really understand the benefit that one can get by attending this Arati? So then I decided let me try and say a few words about it. Laura, are you sharing the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can share it.
Yes, thank you. So I have prepared a few slides which you can look at, and it will just help you through what I'm speaking. So Gaura Arati, in a beautiful picture here, we see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sitting in the center with many of his associates, and Brahma, and Shiva, and Narada, and Shuka, and Nityananda, Narahari Thakur. All these names that are sung in the Gaura Arati are mentioned here. Next slide. So in ISKCON, especially, there's many artis that happen through the day, and it's important for us to understand what these artis are. And this service to deities is taken very, very seriously. So starting from morning, 4:30, which is the Mangala Arati time, that's our first arti. Then there is Tulasi Arati. Then there is Darshan or Shringar Arati. Then there is Guru Puja. Then in the afternoon, when the deities, after offering them bhoga, there's Arati, which is called Raj Bhoga Arati. Then they're put to rest from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Then at 4 o'clock, they're again woken up. Uthapana Arati. Then at 7 o'clock, it's Gaura Arati, or we also call Sandhya Arati. And then finally at 8:30 p.m. is Shayana Arati, when the day is on to rest. So this is for those who are seriously following or Prabhupada and his books and love ISKCON and are grateful to what ISKCON has given you in your life. For them, it's very important to know these different artis. Now, why do we do arti? That is something that we must understand. A child may ask us, a child may ask the parents that, please tell me, why is this done? Why do we do this ritual? First of all, we must understand what is a ritual. For something as simple as a birthday, right? We light candles and we blow candles. It has no direct relationship with the birthday. It's not mentioned anywhere, but it's become a ritual. Similarly, there are many, many rituals within the family which may have no link to any scriptural references, but it's started by either our parents or our forefathers, or by the community, or by the society, or by the country. And that's something that we follow. Similarly, this also ritual of worshipping the Archa Vigraha or the deities that are installed in the temple by following the Pran Pratishtha process, where Pujari chants certain hymns mentioned in the scriptures, his fire sacrifice, yajna, and the Lord is called upon to come and reside in the statue or in the deity form. And after this Pran Pratishtha, the deity installation, the deities are said to be present, the Lord is said to be present in this deity form. And all these different artis, as the personality is present there himself, is given, like waking up in the morning and breakfast and lunch and dinner and changing to night dress and next morning another dress. So all this is done as if the deities and the Lord is present. So it's a very personal relationship. And what this does is also it enhances our love to the Lord. It's a way of reciprocating to the Lord, and it's also very pleasing to the Lord when the arati is performed. Just like when a VIP comes, when a very special person comes, in any culture, they're received in certain ways. In some, they bring a flower bouquet and offer. In some, they offer a garland. Similarly, here, the Lord is also a very important person. So he's also offered certain things. Now, imagine, I'll give you an example where a child goes to a father and says, Dad, I need $50. And the father says, why do you need it? And he says, well, I just need it. Just give me $50. And the father gives the $50. The child goes to the store, buys a pen or a nice gift and a card, and in that writes, happy birthday, dear father. And he goes back and he gives it to the father. The father opens the card and sees that the son has given a card wishing a happy birthday and has brought a gift from the same money that was given to him an hour or two ago. So it's his own money, but when he gets it back, the father is very pleased by the gesture. So similarly, the Lord has given us so many things, and we are just basically offering it back to the Lord. So when an arati happens, there are certain paraphernalias starting that we offer during the arati, right? Which we have starting with incense, then we have the deep, then we offer water, which is also called argha, then cloth, flower, chamara, peacock flower. So all these represent the different elements in nature given by the Lord. For example, earth is represented by incense, by deep, incense, then cloth and flower. Then fire is represented by deep, a ghee lamp. Water is represented by water itself. And the chamar and the peacock feather represents air. And the sound of the conch shells represents the ether or space. So this way, we're offering these things that comes from him back to him. And then the three subtle elements, which is mind, intelligence, and ego, is also offered. The mind by chanting of the mantra or kirtan during that time, during the Arati. The intelligence by focusing our attention to the Lord. And our ego, which we surrender and say, I am your servant, my Lord. Please accept these humble offerings. So this way, different elements are offered. And when we do the Arati, it's very common we see, like it's offered in circles. The incense goes in circles, the deep goes in circles, and all the paraphernalia goes in circles. So why circle? Why not just any other way? A circle represents something in the middle. When you have a circle, there's a center of it. And similarly, during the Arati, when we're doing that circle, that center is the Supreme Lord, Krishna. So one more clarification I want to do is when we do the Arati and we are offering these things, like for example, incense for a nice fragrance, deep with ghee from cow, which is very, very dear to the Lord. It's very auspicious. So ghee lamps are offered. The water that is offered is not just to wash them, because sometimes people misunderstand, think that with water we are just bathing them, and with cloth we are drying them. No, these are just different paraphernalia to offer to the Lord. Just like when a VIP comes, it is recommended that we should give some cloth. When a special person comes, where sometimes you see a shawl is given to the ladies, a sari is given, but some form of cloth should be offered. And also this Arati or deity worship is one of the 5 limbs of devotional service. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is mentioned Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavad Shravana, Mathura Vas, and Sri Murtir Shraddhaya Sevana. One should associate with devotees, Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, chant the holy names of the Lord, Bhagavad Shravana, hear the glories of the Lord, or hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Mathura Vas, reside in a holy place like Mathura, and Sri Murti Shraddhaya Sevana, which is worship the deity with faith and veneration. So that is a very important limb of devotional service. So next slide. So what we see is Gaura was basically written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and is envisioning this pastime happening. And this goes back in 1968 when Srila Prabhupada, when he was in Seattle in the fall of 1968, Srila Prabhupada introduced for the first time the song to be sung during the evening Arati ceremony. So as soon as he announced all over the world, the word spread that Gaura Arati will be sung. And since then, it has not stopped. So we'll go through each and every verse of the Gaura Arati. So we see, Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra, Arati Ke Shobha. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra, Arati Ke Shobha. So what is this Kiba? Does anybody know what this Kiba stands for? It's in parentheses. What is Kiba? Anybody raise your hand or unmute? A guess is okay too. You're on mute if you're speaking. So Kiba is an addressing, like Ohe Vaishnava Thakura, Dayaro Sagara, or calling somebody, hey, oh hey. So similarly, in Bengali, it is an annotation or calling by saying Kiba, hey, Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Ke Shobha. And it is not needed, but it's optional. One can sing Kiba Jaya Jaya or just sing Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande. Some devotees sing Kiba in every paragraph. Hey, Lord Chaitanya's right side is Lord Nityananda. And some will say, so like that. So let's look here, read the translation also. All glories to the beautiful Arati ceremony of Lord Chaitanya. This Gaura Arati is taking place in a grove on the banks of the Jahnavi Ganges and is attracting the minds of all living entities in the universe. So Gaura Chandir. Gaura means golden. We all know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the golden complexion of Srimati Radharani when he appeared. Krishna Varnam Kusha Krishna Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yajnai Sankirtane Praye Yajanti Hi Sumedasha. In Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32, this verse is there. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. And here it is said, although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. Very important. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that and his arati is taking place in a grove on the banks of the Jahnavi Ganges. So another name of Ganga is Jahnavi. How did Mother Ganga get this name Jahnavi? There was one sage by the name Janu, who was very, very powerful, and he had performed a lot of austerities, penances. And one time, while he was doing his Gayatri, deep in meditation, his Achman cup at the banks of the Ganga fell into the Ganga. And when he opened his eye, when he realized it, he asked the Ganga, give me my Achman cup back. Give me that water back. And obviously, Ganga is so huge and so powerful. What to speak about, anything else, even a small cup, it was not possible. So he got very, very upset, and he swallowed Mother Ganga, it is said. And at that time, even Bhagirath prayed, and he realized, where is Ganga gone? It must be the sage. And he prayed to him. He said, please release what is a mistake, and please don't do this. The mankind, without Mother Ganga, they will not be able to survive. And then he had some transformation of heart, and he released her through his knee area. Jang bolte hai, Janab. So from there, Mother Ganga was released. And then also, because he was released, he came out of, say, Janu, and she was considered as the daughter of him also. So that's how the name also came, Janvi, another name for Mother Ganga. So at the banks of this Ganga, this Arati is happening. Now the second verse, which is Dakhine Nitai Chan Ame Gadadhar Nikate Advaita Shri Vasa Chatradhara. On Lord Chaitanya's right side is Lord Nityananda, and on his left side is Sri Gadadhar. We all know who is Lord Nityananda. He's none other than Lord Balaram. So he's sitting on his right, and on his left is Sri Gadadhar. Who's Sri Gadadhar? Sri Gadadhar is none other than the effulgence of Srimati Radharani. And he appeared about a year after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Unlike Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was very naughty from childhood, he was like Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a little child, used to do lots of mischief. When the girls of Navadvip would go to worship Lord Shiva and offer bhoga, he would go and steal all that bhoga. He would eat all that bhoga. When the sages would go into the Janava river or Mother Ganga and perform worship, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, little Nimai, would go under the water and then pull their leg from down. So he used to do all these kinds of mischief. And on the other side, Gadadhar was very much like Lord Ram. Very simple, very quiet, very peaceful, very serious, very self-composed. Later on, one of his services would be to make garlands of fragrant forest flowers for decorating Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would also decorate his bed, his bedroom, with sweet-smelling flowers. He would make sandalwood paste every day to rub on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body. Later on, Gadadhar Pandit took sannyas and went with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Jagannath Puri also, where he took Kshetra sannyas, which means he would never leave Jagannath Puri. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was to leave Jagannath Puri, Gadadhar followed him. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped him and reminded him, Gadadhar, you have taken Kshetra sannyas. You should not be breaking that vow. Please don't leave. So it is important when we sing these bhajans, when we sing this arati, that we understand who is who, what are we singing. And that's why I'm going a little bit into who these personalities are. So you know next time when we sing that, who am I referring to? So please give your kind attention so you don't miss this. So Gadadhar Pandit, he stayed in Jagannath Puri, and his service was he used to serve Tota Gopinath, deities of Krishna. Even today you go, you can visit and take darshan of Tota Gopinath. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he was in Puri, he used to regularly go to Tota Gopinath to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam recitation by Gadadhar Pandit. And this is where, in this temple where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also concluded his pastimes by entering the deity of Tota Gopinath. It said that Mahaprabhu went inside the altar and he never came out. So after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, Gadadhar Pandit was very much saddened by his absence. And it is said that he got old very fast, to the extent where he could not even extend his hand to offer the garlands to Tota Gopinath. He could not get up, he could not stretch his hands. And Tota Gopinath had mercy on him. He felt, oh, my dear devotee has been serving me for so long, he is not able to serve me any longer, right? And then Tota Gopinath himself, what he did, he shrunk himself and he sat down. So this way, Gadadhar Pandit could offer garlands. So today when you go there, you will see that beautiful form of the Lord. Whenever you go to Jagannath Puri, you must visit. It is said that even later on, Gadadhar Pandit also merged into the deity of Tota Gopinath. So nearby stands Sri Advaita. Vikate Advaita. Advaita Acharya. He's also one of the figures of the Panchatattva. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita. And he appeared about 50 years prior to the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was quite older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who is Advaita Acharya? He's a combination, expansion of Sadashiv and Mahavishnu. He lived in Shantipur with his wife and family. And he was very well known as a Vaishnava. And he used to encourage everyone to follow the path of bhakti, which is loving service to Sri Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had an older brother, Vishwarup, who used to regularly visit Advaita Acharya every day to engage in chanting and dancing. When Advaita Acharya saw the condition of the world where it was heading, he was very much distressed. He had seen that how people were involving themselves, indulging themselves in extreme sense gratification. Instead of satisfying the Lord, instead of serving, performing devotional service, he was wondering how will they be saved. A Vaishnava is one who's always concerned about the well-being of others. And in order to deliver the fallen conditioned souls, he prayed intensely to the Lord for several months by worshipping his Shaligram Shiva, lovingly with tulsi leaf and the Ganges water. That's it. Very simple. Shaligram Shiva, Ganga water, and tulsi leaves. And he rode in agony, "My Lord, please manifest and enlighten all the conditioned souls from this darkness of ignorance." And hearing his loud cry, the Lord had mercy on him, and Krishna himself invented as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as the son of Sri Jagannath Mishra and Sachidevi. Jai Jai Advaita Ishwar Avatar, Krishna Avatari Kaila Jagat Nishtar. All glories to Advaita Prabhu, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He induced Krishna to descend and thus delivered the entire world. Chaitanya Charitamrita Nitya Leela 8.4. Then we see who else was there? Srinivas Chatra Dhara. So Shivas Thakur is holding an umbrella over Lord Chaitanya's head. So again, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, we covered these four. And then the fifth personality, Shivas. And then it says Adi, means Shivas and all the others. So Shivas is one of the Panchatattvas. Now understand there are two personalities, Shivas Thakur, and then there is Srinivas Acharya also. Srinivas Acharya appeared almost much later, like 100 years or later, along with Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivas Acharya, Shyamanand Pandit. They all came much later on. But here in the line we see, it's a Srinivasa Chatra. So we must not confuse with that Srinivas. This is Shivas, in whose Angan Mahaprabhu used to dance. But sometimes, like in South India, one of the Lord's name is Srinivasa. We sing every morning, Srinivasa Govinda, like that. So that Srinivasa also sometimes as short is called Shivas. Shri also represents Lakshmi Devi, where Lakshmi resides, where the Lord resides. So Shivas Thakur was an incarnation of Narad Muni. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very scholarly, and Shivas Thakur used to tell Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or Nimai, does one get Krishna prem just by scholarship? You're such a great scholar. But you're not worshipping Krishna. And if you have learned something, if you've studied so much scriptures, then why don't you worship Krishna? Taking this in his heart, later on, Mahaprabhu went to Gaya and took shelter of Ishwarapuri. He took Diksha from Ishwarapuri. So every night they used to gather at Shiva Sangam. One night what happened was, while they were doing Kirtan, if you've been to Mayapur, Shiva Sangam is very close to the TOVT temple. You should visit and take darshan. So one night what happened was, while the Kirtan was going on, the son of Shiva's Thakur, he had a very high fever and he left his body. At that point, the ladies of the house were weeping very loudly. Obviously, your son has passed away. Imagine, you have a program going on at your home and something very drastic happens. What would we do? We'd stop the kirtan, stop everything, to attend to that. When Shivas Thakur heard this, the sound coming from inside another room, he ran quickly into that room. And what he saw was his son was laying dead in front of the woman. You know what he told them? He told them, please give up this crying. Please don't make this noise. There should be no grief. Even a most sinful person, if they die hearing the holy names and glories of Krishna, they become liberated. Our son is so fortunate that he left his body hearing the Harinam Sankirtan from the lotus mouth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees. So please remain quiet if you disturb Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's trance. Don't be worried, he has returned to the spiritual world. But if you really want to cry, please cry silently in your own heart. But don't tell anyone, don't come out and don't tell anyone that our son has passed away. Because if you disturb his ecstatic dancing, if Mahaprabhu is disturbed, I will tie myself, I'll tie a pot around my neck and I'll go and jump in the Ganga. Now imagine a common man, a materialistic person may not understand this. Because the brain starts acting, right? Your intelligence starts taking in. It's like, why not? And what is wrong? But this bhav, this mood of devotion is, we cannot understand this with our current mindset. We have so many anarthas in us. And we are very practical people. We don't have that devotion. That was the mood of this Shiva stuff. And when Mahaprabhu came to know that something is going on inside, where is Shivas? Shivas went back to the kirtan with a big smile on his face. His heart was paining, but he went in and he's smiling. The Lord noticed that he had gone away for a while. The kirtan went on, and then Mahaprabhu realized that something is wrong. He said, Shivas, what happened? Where did you go? What is happening? And he went inside. When he saw, he said, he went inside, Mahaprabhu, nothing, but he still opened the door and he went inside, he saw his son there. Mahaprabhu saw it, and he had tears of love in his eyes. That despite the situation, how Shiva's Thakur was caring about what Mahaprabhu's feelings were. He loved him so much that he did not even want to express the death of his own son. So what Mahaprabhu did was he brought back his son to life. And everybody was glorious. He's singing again. And he gave Shivas a benediction. Shivas, there will never be poverty in your home. If you simply remain indoors, never ever venturing out of your house, whatever you require, even if you don't step out, whatever you require for your worship will come to your door, Shivas. This is my lesson to you. That is how great this Shivasa's Acharya is. Then we go to the third verse. Bosiyache Gaura Chandra Ratna Simhasan Arati Rena Brahma Didevagan. Lord Chaitanya has sat down on a jewel throne, and the demigods headed by Lord Brahma performed the Arati ceremony. Ratna Simhasana, which is jewel throne. If you've been to Jagannath Puri, there is one Ratna Simhasana that is in Jagannath Puri, on which Lord Jagannath sits. He said that there is a storehouse of Ratna jewels in Jagannath Puri with 7 doors, 7 different places. Only 2 or 3 of them are open. They tried to open one and they found so many snakes and they had some bad omens and they shut it, never opened it. But they said that they are full of different Ratnas. So Lord Jagannath sits on that Ratna. And it is said that, headed by Lord Brahma, all of them have come to witness the Arati of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, sometimes people ask that in your temples, in ISKCON, why do you offer pranams sideways? Why do you offer your pranam sideways? Why not straight to the Lord? It is said that to Guru, one must offer pranam straight. But when offering pranams to the deities, we keep them on our left side for several reasons. One is, in most of the temples in ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada is sitting facing the deities, most of the places. Sometimes he's on the left, sometimes he's on the right also. So we don't show our feet to our guru. Also, just like here, Bhakti Thakur is saying that Lord Brahma is there, Lord Shiva is there. And it is said that when the Arati of the deities, when Krishna is worshipped, the Devi Devtas do come. We cannot see them. So if they come, then obviously we don't want to show our feet towards them. Then one may ask that why not the right side? Why only on the left side? It is important to understand, to know this, that when we're offering dhanvats, that we should keep them on the left side. One of the explanations is that our heart is on the left side. The Atma, the Paramatma is also on the left side. So we keep the Lord close to that. And that's how it is explained by our acharyas also. So that's what we do. So then the fourth verse, Narahari, Adi Kori, Chamaradhulaya, Sanjaya Mukunda Basu, Bhusha Adigaya. Narahari Sarkar and other associates of Lord Chaitanya fan him with chamaras, and devotees headed by Sanjaya Pandita, Mukunda Datta and Bashu Ghosh sing sweet kirtans. So Narahari Sarkar is in Braj Leela, he is known as Madhumati, and Madhumati Gopi. And Madhumati participated in all the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Narahari Sarkar. A very famous devotee, Lochandas Thakur, who's the author of Chaitanya Mangal, was a disciple of Narahari Sarkar. And Narahari Sarkar is said to be an expert singer and poet. One day what happened was Nityanand Prabhu arrived at Sri Khanda, where Narahari Thakur had appeared, and said to Narahari, all right, we know who you are. We know you are Madhumati. So where's that honey? That's your service in Krishna Leela. So where's the honey, Madhu? In Krishna Leela, Narahari is the Sakhi Madhumati, whose service is to supply honey for Sri Sri Radha and Govinda and their associates. So Narahari Thakur immediately went to nearby pond and filled the pot, which immediately turned into honey of the most nectarian kind, and then gave it to Nityanand Prabhu, and Nityanand Prabhu and his associates drank from this pot to their full and unlimited satisfaction. Narahari Thakur was the only devotee who had the adhikar or the right to do Gaura Kirtan in Gaura Sundar's presence. Ordinarily, if anyone would praise Mahaprabhu in his presence or chant his holy name, he would block his ears and call out, oh, Vishnu, Vishnu. We didn't want his glorification, we didn't want to hear them. But Narahari Thakur, however, enjoyed the special privilege of being able to sing about Mahaprabhu in a very unique mood and with sweet description of his transcendental beauty without objection for Lord. Sanjaya, there is not much mentioning, but Sanjaya was also a great singer, and he was also present. And Mukunda Datta was Krishna Leela. In Krishna Leela, he was a Madhukanta, a person who, with honey, sweet throat, would sing the glories of the Lord. Mukunda Datta was Nimai's or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's classmate, and he had a beautiful, melodious voice, and he knew the intricacies of musical meters and the ragas, and his sweet kirtans would please all the Vaishnavas in Navadvip. Then Bashu Ghosh, he was Gunatunga Sakhi in Radha Madhav's Nitya Nikunja Rajlila. So all these personalities, they were also there in Radha and Krishna's pastimes. And they are eternal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. Vasudev Ghosh used his music and song to preach in Bengal, and he's written many Bengali songs about Lord Gaura, which are still sung by the devotees today. Next slide. So the fifth verse, which is Shankha Baje, Ghanta Baje, Baje Karataya, Adhura Mridanga Baje, Paramarasaya. The conch shells, bells, and kartals we sound, and the mridangas play very sweetly. This kirtan music is supremely sweet and relishable to hear. So Srila Prabhupada has given us guidance. In the early days, they didn't know what to, any instrument that was there, they used to play. But during the Arati, Prabhupada especially said, kartal and mridanga, no harmonium during the Arati. But when it's sit down kirtan, it's okay to have harmonium. I don't know how many of you all know that the first deities of ISKCON. Does anybody know who they were? The first deities. Maybe yes. No? So initially, when Prabhupada started the movement in the West, there was only a picture of Radha Krishna that was being worshipped. Then later on, one day, one devotee by the name Malati Mataji, she brought one, she came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, see what I got. She put her hand in her pocket and took that out and showed it to Prabhupada. Yeah, I found this little doll. I had visited an Indian store and I found this little doll. Prabhupada looked at it. It was Jagannath. He says, oh, were there any other dolls? He says, yeah, there were two more dolls, Prabhupada. And when she saw Prabhupada's eyes big, she didn't think that Prabhupada would be so much, curious about it. She says, you go and purchase those two also. The problem was that she didn't purchase, she had stolen it from the store. So, she was like, okay, I'm going to go and get those two also. Guess who those two were? Anybody? Baldev and Subhadra. So those were the three stolen deities. They were hippies, right? They had no money and all that. Jesus went into the store, walked around, and put it in the pocket and brought it. And he showed the Prabhupada. And that's how Jagannath came. And then Prabhupada told them, hey, this is Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. And then Malti Mataji's husband, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, she told him that, Prabhupada told him that, hey, why don't you carve a big deity of Jagannath? Just like these dolls, you carve. And he was good at, good work and all. So he said, okay, Prabhupada, I'll carve. The problem was that Shyam Sundar Prabhu was a chain smoker. So he used to carve and he used to smoke with his one hand and he used to carve. And then when he was done, in between smoking, he would keep his cigarette on top of Jagannath's head. This is how, they were. They didn't know anything. But how Prabhupada was so tolerant. And this is how our movement started. And they did great things for Prabhupada. One day Prabhupada came and said, hey, Shyam Sundar, how is this going on? How is the carving of Jagannath going? It's going good. And Prabhupada noticed cigarette on top of Jagannath. He took his stick and he hit it and threw it away. He said, Shyam Sundar, why are you letting this small thing as cigarette come between you and Jagannath? And that hit Shyam Sundar very much. It went right into his heart. And Shyam Sundar meditated on it. Said, my Guru has asked me, why am I letting this cigarette come in between me and Jagannath? And he took a vow that from today onwards, I will never touch this cigarette again. But just imagine, we don't even let people touch the Lord without washing their hands. And here he's keeping a cigarette on the head of Jagannath. So the next verse, Bahu Koti Chandrajini Vadana Ujva Lala Dese Banamala Urejhalama. The brilliance of Lord Chaitanya's face conquers millions upon millions of moons, and the garland of forest flowers around his neck shines. So he's referred to as moon. Sunshine is a little fiery. It hurts, isn't it? Sunshine when you go out when it's hot. Imagine one sun. Imagine millions of sun, how fiery it is. But here Mahaprabhu is compared to billions of moons. At night, the moonshine gives you this, it's a very nice feeling. It's very cooling, it's very soothing. So like millions of moon is, he appears like. Then the last one, Shiva Sukha Narada, Rime Gada Gada, Bhakti Vinoda Dekhe, Gurara Sampada. Lord Shiva, Shukadev Goswami, and Narad Muni are all there. And their voices are choked with the ecstasy of transcendental love. Thus, Thakur Bhakti Vinod envisions the glory of Sri Chaitanya. So, next slide. So here, now we must understand what should be our mood for Gaura Arati, right? Gaura Arati happens in the evenings. It's Sandhya Arati. We should anxiously be waiting to worship the Lord. You know, all our senses, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, the touch, we should be anxiously waiting that, hey, I have to go. I'm going to go and see the worship of the Lord. All these paraphernalias offered to the Lord. I can't wait to hear the singing of Gaura Arati. I can't wait to smell the sweet fragrances offered to the Lord from the incense, the flowers. I want to smell them. I'm anxiously waiting to sing the glories of the Lord using my tongue. And I'm anxiously waiting to touch the land, the water, the flower offered to the Lord. So all our senses can be engaged. So that mood is very important. And how to do that? By preparing our mind and body before even we go to the Gaura Arati. Cleanliness is very important. We are going to the Lord's home, so we must be very clean. We should be having taken shower, especially if we have gone to fast stool. It is very important that because we may touch another devotee, we may touch a pujari, and we will incur aparad, we will incur the reactions if we pollute the purity, the sanctity of that arti. So it is very important that we do that. We must go with a clean mind, calm mind, peaceful mind, body, which is taking bath, and also clothes. We should wear fresh clothes, new clothes, not the clothes that we worn the previous day. So like that. Punctuality. Punctuality is very important. When a VIP comes, the mayor of Bergen County, governor of New Jersey, president of the United States, everything is ready before the VIP comes. Similarly, the deities should never be rushed. There is Gaura Arati going to be happening. The deities should be properly, everything should happen very nicely. So the deities don't have to be rushed to be dressed or the garlands. The garlands should arrive before the VIP arrives. The deity should never wait for us. We should be waiting for the deities. Many times devotees ask, "Mere saath ye kyun ho raha hai? Why is this happening with me?" And I see with some dosh, some mistake has been done, either to the deities or to the devotees or to the holy names. These are the three main causes. And one doesn't understand. They think that everything is going smoothly, but it is one of these three things that causes problems in our own devotional service. So we have to be very strict with ourselves when it comes to devotional service. The pujaris have to have sufficient time to come and prepare them mentally. Also, to be ready to go and worship. Now they're going to enter the sanctity, the very sacred space of pujari, and offer all these paraphernalias. So they should come early, prepare the plates, ensure that every item is present. Not that it is an offense when we're doing arti and we have to stop the arti to get something that we forgot. That's neglect. We've neglected the Lord. So these things are very important. When blowing the conch, like I was saying, one of the subtle things to offer is the conch, through the sound. We are offering ether, space. We cannot blow the conch that is in the temple or in the center and bring our own conch. But it is very embarrassing when we blow and nothing comes out and we're just, doing. So it's important that you carry your own conch that you can do at home. And every Arati has its time. And the first slide that I showed, Mangala Arati happens at 4:30 in some temples, at 4:45 in some temples. The Lord is waiting. Curtains are very good. Pujari makes sure that right at the dot, not 1 minute early and not 1 minute late, the conch is glowing and the curtains open. And the first thing the Lord looks at is who is that? Who is there to take my darshan? So we must be very particular. Srila Prabhupada was always particular about punctuality. And settle down, arrive well before the Aarti begins. If we rush and go in and the Aarti is already started, what will happen? We will not be even able to pay obeisances properly to the Lord. What to speak about singing and dancing. So then during the Aarti, during the Gaura Aarti, attention and focus is very important. Focus on the Lord, on the lyrics. I don't remember ever going through the entire bhajan to memorize it. I never did that. Only by singing every Sunday by Sunday and looking at the board. After a while, I stopped looking at the board. I just followed the lead singer. And after a while, I automatically memorized, just like many of you have memorized Narsimha prayer. So it's not difficult. It's just that we have to give our full focus and at some point take our eyes off from the board or where the lyrics are and start singing. Then it'll just register automatically. Unless it's absolutely required, we should not leave in between the Aarti. Our focus should not be in 10 different places. Our focus should not be in, what one is wearing, what are the pujaris wearing, when somebody walks in, what are they wearing, how are the Matajis dancing, how are the Prabhus dancing. We should be very much be focused. Our eyes and head should be right in the front, looking at the offerings that are happening, at the beautiful deities, at the lyrics, Narahari. When next time when you hear Narahari Sarkar, you can remember that. Next time you hear Gadadhar Pandit, you can remember Gadadhar Pandit. When next time you hear Jahnavi, then you remember Mother Ganga and how she appeared and how she got the name Janava. So like that, we must be so focused during that time. We should not be speaking. We should not be speaking anything else during that time. It is so important to just focus on the Gaura Arati and then the Mahamantra. Then dancing, simple steps. Graceful dancing back and forth, left and right, moving in a circles. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself used to raise his hands and dance, singing the names of Krishna, reaching out for the mercy of the Lord. Why do we raise our hands? Hey Krishna, I surrender to you. Hey Krishna, please take me. Like a child does, na? Mama, please mujhe uthao. Please carry me. So same way we raise our hands and say, Krishna, here. I'm right here. In this ocean, I'm sinking. Please come, lift me. Please lift me. So that should be our mood. Sing from the heart. Lovingly sing from the heart. Sing the names of love. Brahma, Shiva, Sukha. These are so auspicious times. Sandhya time, and then calling out their names in the association of devotees as an offering of our love, like a baby crying for its mother. It should be enlivening. When the lead singer is singing, it should be enlivening to others. And our singing should be enlivening. So all the Prabhus on one side singing together, the Matajis singing together, it brings the mood, just sing, and loudly. And the most important thing, sing with the conviction that the Lord is listening. कई बार हमें होता है गा रहे, we are singing, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But no, the Lord is listening to our singing. So at that time, no Gramya Katha, no talking about this or that. Drop all the services unless and until absolutely required, because it's an offense. I've seen many times some of my seniors, my role models, they never leave when there is a Srimad Bhagavatam class or when there is Gaura Arati. I've seen they are very strict, they are very respectful. And I took that as a lesson. And I've seen some senior devotees, so-called also, who during Gaura Arati are doing all management type of things, or they're doing something that is really not important, or they're sitting outside and chanting, or they're sitting outside and talking to people. That means that this Gaura Arati, that is for which the demigods come, Devi Devatas come. I don't care for it. That's what it means. But when the Devi Devatas come and see that, hey, look at this Prabhu, look at this Mataji, so enthusiastic, they're singing the Lord's names, then they shower the mercy. If we have that conviction, I have full conviction that the Devi Devatas come where the Lord's glories are being sung. The Lord is present himself. And guess what? The Devi Devatas have no other place to go on vacation. It's Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga में कहाँ जाएंगे वो लोग इधर धरती पे? They will go to only places where Vaishnavas are assembled and singing the glories of the Lord. So in the US on a Sunday, where will they go if they want to come? They'll come to the temple and say, hey, let's go and take darshan. So, and then being absorbed, meditate on each word and avoid any other talks. And the last slide, next one. So here are some quotes from Srila Prabhupada. I'll request devotees to read this. Sarvanga Sundar Prabhu, can you read the first one?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Always keep to this high standard of deity worship. Never become neglectful. Everything must be done very timely, and the temple must be immaculately cleansed daily. These things, cleanliness and promptness, are the most important points for deity worship. Letter dated 25th April 1973, Los Angeles. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So our standards, which being the center, our standards are very basic standards. In the temples, the standards are very high. And again, depends on which deities you have. If you have Radha Krishna, the standards are extremely high. If you have Gaura, they are a little bit more lenient. But in the center, they're very lenient. So even despite being so lenient, we should not take it for granted. Because tomorrow when we have installed deities, our standards will rise up very high. So our simple standards are, in our case, is to make sure that everything happens on time. We are clean, all of us are clean, mind, body, clothes, everything like that. Next one, if Preeti Mataji, if you can read the second one.
Sure, Prabhuji, 1 second. There is sense gratification. Here, when you chant and dance, this is not your sense gratification. This is Krishna's sense gratification. Oh, these devotees, they are glorifying me. They are dancing. Blessed they are. Immediately you draw attention of Krishna because it is bhakti. Srimad Bhagavatam lecture, 14 January 1974, Vrindavan.
Yeah, so important. Prabhupada is saying that you attract Krishna's attention when you're dancing and singing. It is not about us. Today only I was hearing a lecture. Actually, I did not finish. I just started. It was just came out. It's Gauranga Prabhu and Gauranga Darshan Prabhu interview. It's a very beautiful topic. Once I hear it, I can share it with you all. But just the initial highlights that I saw in that, the topic was being joyful despite being through so many challenges. Like, for example, Gaurang Prabhu is one of the GBCs and he has so much to manage, and manage the institution is not easy. And despite that wherever you go, you bring a positive energy. How is that, Prabhu? How are you smiling? And in that, he's mentioning that, yes, there are times when I'm down, but when I go in front of the deities, when I go in front of the devotees, I have to be joyful. I have to show that I cannot express, just like Srivas Thakur. Did he express that he was sad? No. And what did he get in return? The utmost mercy of the Lord. So it's not easy. Not everyone can do it. But if you can do that, then you are one of the top in the Lord's list of devotees. So this is so important that we may come, we may be tired, we may be exhausted, but seeing us enthusiastic, do you know there'll be at least one person who will get very enthusiastic because you held their hand and you said, come dance with me, come sing with me. It is very important that those who have regularly been attending programs, that they take that charge, and not only for us to dance, you make others dance. When you make others dance, Lord Nityananda is very, very pleased. So if somebody comes and tells me that I don't have a service, please tell me what I can do. I'll tell them, take this service, engage them in dancing. All together in one rhythmic dance should be doing on both sides. So third one, Sanjay Kaul Prabhu, can you please read the third?
Yes, please. Yeah. The most important aspect of our preaching is kirtana. Induce the people to chant. That's the only thing. Then everything else will follow. The goal is to make devotees, and books both are required. Distributing the books will make devotees. To make a devotee means to make someone purified. Reading the books will purify the intelligence. Letter, 11 January 1976, Bombay.
Thank you. That sounded so nice. It felt like Akashvani ho rahi hai. Krishna speaking. So very important, making others chant, induce the people to chant and read. I was just speaking to one devotee on Sunday and he said, I want to chant, but how can I keep my chanting enthusiastic? I said, are you reading? If you're not reading, if you're not listening to lectures, your chanting will get weak. So they go in parallel. Jnana and Bhakti Yoga, both important. Without knowledge, right, you cannot be able to practice Bhakti for too long because knowledge removes the darkness of ignorance. So it is important that both happens. And the last one, Sumit Prabhu, can you please read?
I am so glad to learn that you are eager to serve Krishna in every way possible. This mentality is very rare, and I guess that you must have been engaged in Krishna service in your previous life. To begin eager to serve Krishna is the greatest achievement after many, many duration of pious life. Letter 7th August 1968, Montreal.
So Prabhupada is writing his letters to individual devotees who have written to him. Prabhupada is writing back to them. And he's saying that it is very rare with somebody devotee who has this mentality of serving in every way possible. So here are some signs what an Acharya or Prabhupada is saying. How to get the attention of the Lord, how to get the mercy of a Guru. We should never feel that nobody is watching us. Serve in a way that this is your last chance. Serve in a way that this is your last human life. You may not get another chance for millions and millions of years. Serve, 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 and chant, 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 and your life will be successful. So with that, last slide. Thank you very much. I would like to end today's session. I hope I was able to give you some significance and also inspire you to take full benefit. This is actually a privilege. All of us have a privilege to attend temple programs. Because why is it a privilege? Because we are getting so much for free. We're getting so much mercy. We are getting mercy that will deliver us from this cycle of old birth, death, old age, and disease. So this privilege, if we don't take full advantage of, we will lose it big time. And that's why I say that don't take it for granted. Take the best. When you are chanting, give your best. When you're making prashadam, bhoga for the Lord and the devotees, give your best. When you're doing any service, try to give your best. Your best is what Krishna is looking for. Your service should not be compared to somebody else. The difference between a winner and a loser is a winner focuses on the end line and the loser focuses on the winner. Who is ahead of me? So Krishna is pleased by when we are just serving in our full capacity. And when we reach our full capacity, he increases our capacity. I've seen that in my own life. I never thought I would ever, I knew I could never cook. I knew that I don't have a voice to sing. I knew that I cannot stand in front of more than two people and speak. But as a need arose and I stood up to it, Krishna somehow or other gave me the strength to do more, to do more, to do more, to do more. And I still feel today that I'm not doing enough. I still feel that why am I wasting my life? Why am I still so much engaged and so busy in, this whatever material things I need to do? And I keep praying, my Lord, please relieve me from this material. Now I want to dedicate my full 100% to serving you. I don't know when that moment will come, but stretch yourself. Let Krishna become your chariot driver. Arjuna didn't think that he wanted to fight. He was not sure how he can defeat these great personalities. But when the Lord took in charge of his chariot, everything fell in place. So same way in our life, you let the Lord take charge of your life. You depend on him completely. And then you will see that all your miseries will shrink like anything. And you'll get strength which you would have never believed. You will do things which you will amaze even you. Forget about people around you. It'll amaze you that really I did this. And never take credit for what you've done. Never. Always remember to remain humble that I am just a servant of my spiritual master. I am taking no credit for anything. People come and touch your feet, offer it to Prabhupada. People come and say, you have done this. Many times people fall for this Maya where they're seeking glorification. They get upset when they are not glorified. They get upset when they are not given certain services. But the key is to remain humble servant. So with that, I'll hand it back over to Gaura Prabhu. Hare Krishna.